Hey there. Today we're drawing the Barboach from Pokemon. Drew that out of the Astral Radiance Elite Trainer Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box on Monday. And you'll see here in a little bit, I really wanted to do a version where, well, I really wanted to do a version in the style of like the 1700s, 1800s block printing or print press printing style that they would use. So it's all a little bit simplified, and you'll have to let me know if I accomplished that. I think I did all right. Not perfect, but as always, I'm trying to do something outside of my wheelhouse, which I always find really fun. So regardless, I think this turned out pretty cool, and I just really wanted to give you some context for why it's sort of sitting there on that slightly yellowish background, and there's a bit of a circle behind it. And you'll understand a bit more about the circle, but it's part of a template I have set up to kind of lay out the image. And with that talked about, kind of templates and setups and all of that, I figured today's bit of vague pondering, whatever you want to call it, thoughts, file systems, saving and storage of files, and what that kind of says about you. Because one of the things I've been doing that's terrible is every one of these videos, like not every video, but all of the ones where I've done art in them, like this, uh, just anywhere where I'm speeding it up, I just save that as untitled right over the last time I did it. So I have no record of any of these, or at least the work that I did to set them up. I just have this one most recent one called Untitled, and it's saved over all the others. And much like most of my file storing systems, if that's not making you throw up, I'm sure something else I do with files would, because I'm not the neatest person as far as keeping things really organized. I don't leave trash about a lot, and I try to keep like food and bugs and all that sort of stuff out of my life. But as far as keeping things organized, I'm not great, and I'm not exactly sure what that says about me as a person. But I think there's probably something to be observed in how a person keeps their like file system, their car, their house. Uh, but it's sort of a funny thing because I'm not sure. I've brought this up, but I'm not really sure what it does say, because it's not like you're a bad person if you're doing, or at least I hope I'm not a bad person because I'm a bit messy. Um, but it's just sort of the way my brain works, you know. I'm not. If I were to put everything away, I probably wouldn't be able to find it anymore. And similarly, I'm sure there are people that could not possibly live without a really organized filing system. And I suppose, I guess that does lead into a philosophy thing, which is just let people live their damn lives. Which is very much the opposite. I'm now putting it on you. I'm judging you for judging me. But I don't mean to judge you here. I'm only teasing you. I'm more just kind of making the statement. We tend to put too much importance on slightly frivolous details like that. And I mean, you were right there with me, right? And I was fully on board with what I was just saying a minute ago. But what I realized is it's not that important. I mean, as long as I'm getting this out, and as long as what I'm doing is still enjoyable to somebody, even if it's just me. But I'm hoping you're enjoying this. I'm hoping somebody's enjoying this other than me. I've got 5 subscribers now, so, and more than that in views by a fair bit, even though I'm tiny and I'm not exactly growing at a supernova speed or anything. But yeah, if you are enjoying it, and I hope you are, then I think I'm accomplishing something, even if my file system looks like last week's dirty laundry, you know? So does this actually mean anything? I think it does. I think that the fact that I was starting this out with the thought of, man, I'm really wrong for having done a bad job in keeping like, I'm a bad person for that. It was legitimately kind of where I was going with that. And then I realized, no, I'm not. I mean, as long as I'm trying to put stuff out, I'm trying to do something fun for people, I think that that has value. And if I'm a bit messy while I'm doing it, I don't think that's the end of the world. I mean, I'm not a better person for being messy. I think that it's just kind of how I am, and other people are other ways, and that's cool. People being different is awesome. That's one of the things that makes it so that we have different sorts of food, and I'm just getting into that love the world thing. I, I don't have anything new to say today, apparently. I just got on here to ramble like I always do, because I have to talk over this, because I want people to have something to listen to while they look at this. I mean, if you want to mute me, that's absolutely cool. If you just want to go look at this on the Twitter, it's the Skeleton at Skeleton on Twitter. But I'm hoping that this is giving you something to take away from. This is not my normal style, so I'm really trying to like look at how they did this back then and do my best version of it. But that doesn't mean that my best version is the end all be all. In fact, if you are interested in that style, I suggest going and researching it and looking it up yourself. Uh, Weirdly enough, one of the things I actually learned while I was looking that up, this is really tangential, but is that Charles Darwin was not the one who did the drawings in the Charles Darwin notebooks of like the finches and all that. He had an onboard artist for that. I didn't hear about that. I never knew about that. It's one of those weird things where it's like you just sort of assume that everyone before you was insanely talented and capable at everything, but most of the time they just had money and hired other people who then got completely forgotten while they utilized their massive funds to be remembered. And I think maybe that's just something to keep in mind, is a lot of the time when you see people who are really successful, it's not necessarily that they were the greatest, it's just that they found a way to pair themselves up with really great people. So go out there and find some great people today. And maybe I'll find some too. Regardless, I wish us both luck. And I hope you're having a great week. I'll see you later.